Hello class. This presentation is about organizational theory and design for Starbucks, prepared by Rand Gu, Adam Bevan, Goran Yankulowski, Manpreet Rayal, and Stephanie Furtado. In this presentation, we're going to cover information about company background, its organizational structure, culture and ethics, its organizational environment and complexity, organizational efficiency, and technology. Company background. The first Starbucks store opened in 1971 in Seattle by three partners who met while studying at the University of San Francisco. In 1982, Howard Schultz joined the company and became the director of retail operations and marketing. By 1987, the company expanded to Chicago and Vancouver and had a total of 17 stores. In 1992, Starbucks completed its initial public offering and at the time had 165 stores. Today, Starbucks is considered a premier roaster and retailer of specialty coffee in the world, with more than 24,000 stores in 70 countries. Starbucks reported a net revenue of $5.7 billion with an operating income of $1.2 billion last year. This type of success does not happen by luck. It requires a vision and strategy, which continuously aligns organizational objectives with its structure in order to grow.
Organization structure is the most important element in management, leadership, communication, integration, adoption, and other variables that are critical to business success. Starbucks Coffee is the largest coffee house chain in the world. So one of the reasons for Starbucks to be a leader in the industry is because its organization structure. For the purpose of better response to customers' needs and faster to develop product and service in changing global market, Starbucks adopt matrix organization structure, which enable the company to improve procedures and quality of service and product, as well as to support the company's concern in global expansion and diversification. One of the specialties for Starbucks is the strong team. Teamwork can be used in different parts of Starbucks, its organization structure. By adopting matrix structure, allow the company to better use cross-function team, which to reduce functional barrier and overcome all issues effectively, to make the company flexible and quickly satisfy all needs by customer and changing market. For instance, marketing functional team can work with product team in promoting different flavor of drinks that attract more consumers in our site. By implementing matrix structure, it allows Starbucks to open communication channel, which provide opportunities for regional, divisional, and functional group to learn from each other, to get useful information and knowledge, to improve skills. In order to create enjoyable coffee experience, divisional CEOs frequently talk to each other to discuss the quality of service and product and what would be the best approach to adopt local market. Plus, divisional heads has high degree of flexibility in making decisions and making adjustments for strategy policies to best suit specific market. Matrix structure in Starbucks creates easy, effective communication between employees and all levels of management, as well as to allow headquarters to hold certain degree of authorities in integrating corporation strategies and to give close support for divisional needs. The matrix structure enables Starbucks to focus on certain product line by allowing skilled professionals to move from product to product. For example, expert from beverage division can work for bakery, which help the company in product innovation and development. Therefore, to get better taste on baked food to attract more customers in global market. Starbucks' organization structure has refined over time to support its global expansion. By shifting to matrix structure, the company bring back the focus on getting consumers this exciting and enjoyable coffee experience. Divisional, functional communication are further promoted, teamwork and cooperation are recommended, employees are well trained, and the product and service are better improved. Therefore, the metric structure of Starbucks is a result of their refine to improve customers' experience, in which also increase brand reputation and overall performance.
Organizational culture defines how people behave in organizations. Organizational ethics are the standards by which businesses operate.
Organizational environment. An organization's environment is affected by a set of uncertain forces, which are caused by complexity, dynamism, and richness. These uncertain forces have the potential to affect the way that the company operates and the way that it accesses scarce resources. By expanding internationally, Starbucks has exploited its core competencies and created value for its stakeholders. By purchasing its own coffee farms, Starbucks has reduced uncertainty of procuring coffee beans. This strategy provides predictability and control over this environment.
Environmental complexity. An environment is a set of elements that exist outside the boundary of the organization that have the potential to affect all or part of its organizational access to scarce resources. These variables or uncertainties prompt organizations to devise strategy to protect its environment in order to increase its ability to create value for customers. Resource dependency theory explains how organizations manage to secure internal or external resources in its environment and how they find ways to influence the supply base to make these resources available. Starbucks' most critical resource is the coffee bean, which creates a couple of major challenges for the company. One is the physical supply of coffee, and two is the environment. Back in 2008, due to rapid expansion, the company had lost some focus on its supply chain, resulting in stockouts as well as cost increase due to the expansions. The company realized they had to make some changes. This involved taking a complex structure and simplifying it so that every job fell into one of the four basic supply chain functions, is to plan, source, make, and deliver, with the final goal to reduce cost and improve efficiency. In addition to making changes to its supply chain structure, Starbucks also created a global logistics team to manage its 70,000 to 80,000 deliveries per week in a single system. Since this change, Starbucks was able to reduce its costs worldwide without compromising service and delivery. From an environmental perspective, the coffee crop is dependent on the right combination of heat and moisture. Now, with rising temperatures, it is estimated that 80% of land in parts of Brazil and Central America will become unsuitable to grow coffee by 2050. And that's a 50% decline globally in the same period. This poses a significant challenge for Starbucks. To mitigate these challenges, Starbucks began acquiring its own farms and developed technology to fight coffee bean fungus due to excessive moisture and temperature rise. Starbucks also has invested and partnered with local farmers to educate them in the best manufacturing practices and to ensure that the children spend more time in schools rather than working on the farm. Now, this strategy served two purposes. The first purpose was that the partnership and support of local farmers is a motivating factor for them to grow quality crop, which in turn secures the coffee supply for Starbucks. The second point is that this actually falls within the company's objectives to have 100% ethically sourced coffee. Organizational efficiency. Organizational efficiency is the organization's ability to implement its plans using the lowest possible expenditure of resources. It essentially refers to the amount of output obtained from a given input. From a Starbucks perspective, we look at two areas for efficiency improvement. One is the human resource efficiency and the other is the supply chain. From a human efficiency resources, Starbucks has used scientific management to enhance its efficiency and productivity. Scientific management is really best applicable in places where repetitive work is required, such as in the case of Starbucks, as they make coffee. Scientific management, in a way, is a form of lean manufacturing with the primary objectives of reducing waste. In late 2000s, during the financial crisis, Starbucks was forced to close about 900 stores, which prompted the company to reevaluate its practices. They found that there was a lot of opportunities to improve the internal processes because making drinks was taking too long, which took a lot of time from the baristas instead of interacting with customers. After making these changes, within 5 years, Starbucks was selling 46% more items per hour than they were in the past 5 years. From a supply chain perspective, in 2008, Peter Gibbons, who was the Executive Vice President of Global Supply Chain Operations, concluded that the cost of running the supply chain were on the rise. Now, between October of 2007 and October of 2008, the supply chain expenses in the United States rose from $750 million to more than $825 million, while sales in the US decreased by 10%. Also, cost analysis revealed that about 70% of Starbucks supply chain costs were tied to outsourcing agreements. Starbucks needed to make a change. They restructured and they realigned its supply chain competencies. It created and consolidated operations in 4 functional groups: planning, sourcing, manufacturing, and delivering. They also integrated a lot of the store information, such as SKUs and product information, with its supply chain partners to improve the cost as well as maintain focus on serving its customers.
Technology affects organizational culture. Starbucks has learned the technology to advance their business. Launched the loyalty program in 2009, offering 1 star per drink and a free drink after 12 stars. Also, launched the mobile technology to perform orders, such as scanning the barcode when making an order or making a payment. This convenient way to make the purchase has been very successful, and Starbucks has realized an increase in sales. This technology implementation has led to the business structure shift to operating, marketing, financial, and analysis department because of attracting a new, more informed, and time-strapped customers.
To conclude our presentation, we would like to highlight some of the important findings of our research. Organizations cannot underestimate the importance of proper organizational design to meet corporate objectives. Organizational design leads to the creation of organizational culture, which is the foundation of everything that goes into a company. Starbucks culture fosters equal opportunity and places high value on its partners' well-being. Starbucks has high regard for ethics. It has 100% ethically sourced coffee and supports local farmers and communities. Starbucks' organizational culture and restructure has enabled them to become efficient in the process of making drinks, as well as improving supply chain costs. Starbucks embraced and implemented technology to make purchases faster. We hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.